Hello and welcome to the Maternity and Reproduction Carib Ed Science slideshow. Before starting the slideshow, it is important to understand the previous slideshow called the reproductive systems and its functions. Let's look at some consequences of sexual intercourse. So, let's look at two terms, pregnancy and STIs. Pregnancy is a 9-month period where a fetus grows inside a woman's uterus. Pregnancy usually occurs when a sperm from a male fertilizes an egg from a woman. You can identify if a woman is pregnant by looking to see if they have a protruding belly or exhibit signs of pregnancy. As you can see in this image, the woman on the right is in a later stage of pregnancy compared to the woman on the left. And the woman in the middle is in a earlier stage of pregnancy compared to the woman on the right. So the next term is sexually transmitted infections, or also known as STIs. Sexually transmitted infections are infections that spread through sexual contact between two individuals. So this is just a broad definition, and we will go over more about sexually transmitted infections in another Carib Ed slide. So watch out for that slide and make sure to go over it. So what are things that someone should understand before being sexually active? It is important to understand the responsibilities. The person should be emotionally mature, and the person should know proper sexual intercourse. And also, and the most important factor is the person should respect boundaries of the other person. And always remember, no means no. Let's look at an example problem. Which one of the following is an important factor to consider when being sexually active? Having responsibility. B, being emotionally mature. C, not respecting boundaries. D, knowing proper sexual intercourse. Take a moment to answer the question. So the correct answer is C, not respecting boundaries. Always ask for permission before doing anything sexually related. This is an important concept that you should understand. All right, let's look at the responsibilities of raising children. So children need to be taken care of at all times. To take care of a child, you need to have money, which is income, in order to provide food and shelter and care. Taking care of a child is hard work because you can't leave them alone. And many of these factors provided here, which include shelter, food, and water, stem from having a great source of income. So it's important that parents provide shelter, which is a place to live, food and water. A child needs food and water to grow and live, and income, which the parent provides through having a job. Let's look at an example problem. How long does a normal pregnancy last? A, 8 months. B, 9 months. C, 1 year. D, 8.5 months. Take a moment to answer the question. Let's look at the solution. The correct answer is B, 9 months. It asks, how long does a normal pregnancy last? And a normal pregnancy lasts 9 months. While pregnancies can last shorter than 9 months, most pregnancies are about 9 months. Let's look at ways to prevent unwanted pregnancies. The most effective way to prevent pregnancy is abstinence. The definition of abstinence means not having sex at all. However, people will choose to have sex, so you should be prepared with dealing with possibilities of pregnancy and know how to avoid unwanted pregnancies. There are many different forms of birth control, the most available being condoms. Condoms are usually worn by men during sex. Birth control methods like a plastic IUD, the pill, and implants need to be inserted by a doctor and can be expensive. If you do decide to have sex, you should be prepared to speak to your partner about how to avoid pregnancy. As you can see, these are some of the ways to prevent unwanted pregnancies. As we covered earlier, the birth control pill and barrier methods, but there's also copper IUDs, plastic IUDs, implants, shots, vaginal rings, and patch. And as explained earlier, here are some of the examples of preventions from unwanted pregnancies. So using contraceptives, as mentioned earlier, condoms are usually typically for male or men, and birth controls are typically for females. And to prevent STIs, individuals should get tested for STIs before having sexual intercourse, and individuals should wash before and after intercourse to prevent spreading STIs to their significant other. Let's look at our last example problem. What is the most effective form of prevention of unwanted pregnancy? A. Abstinence. B. Condoms. C. An implant. And D. No birth control. Take a moment to answer the question. Let's look at the solution. The correct answer is A. Abstinence. Abstinence is the most effective form of prevention of unwanted pregnancy because the definition means you are not having sex. The reason why this is clearly the answer is because the question asks the prevention of unwanted pregnancies. If you perform abstinence, you're not gonna have sexual intercourse, which is known to lead to pregnancy. Thank you for watching this slideshow. If you have any questions, please contact us, and I hope you have a great day.